All right, it is March, and it's time for me to talk about some of the items that I sold in February. These are the items that I sold last month. All right, I kind of did a quick total of how many items I sold. I sold 39 items. I'm sorry. I sold 40 items, and I had 39 sales. And my total for February in terms of eBay sales was $1,704. Not a lot. You know, I've been hoping to do at least, say, 2,000 a month in sales. So maybe next month will be better. Winter is traditionally slow on eBay, and things can pick up. Like October, November, December are the best months. After that, it's slow, and generally things pick up a little bit after tax returns and spring. But let me just get right into it. First thing I sold in the month of February was a bottle of Revlon Scoundrel Concentrated Cologne Spray. Not a large bottle, 1.8 ounces, $25.99. Not a lot of money for that. And let's see. I had that for less than a year. So perfumes. I like to sell perfumes. I like to buy perfumes. They're easy for me to list. I have a setup that works very well for them. All right, item number 2. I sold a PlayStation game, $14.99. I had this item listed a long time. I might have actually gotten money for shipping on this. Nope, shipping was free. Oh, you know what? I did have this item on a long time on Amazon. Never sold. Switched it over to eBay. We might have adjusted the price, maybe made it a little bit lower. Not really sure, but it did sell from eBay. So again, you can suck at Amazon. I don't need you. I haven't been on Amazon now for a couple of months, and I don't think it matters. I just moved everything, all my old Amazon listings onto eBay. All right, let me see if I can pick up the pace a little bit. Another perfume. This one is Joy Jean Petito, and the bottle was as is on this one, but I still got $75.99. Is that what I got? Yeah, I got $75.99. I think this was an auction. Not really sure. Yeah, it says one bid, and listed it, and it sold. I even had problems with this bottle because, as I said, it was as is. The bottle stopper was jammed in so tight that I couldn't get it unstuck, and the bottle had a big chip, which I didn't really show in the photos, but that was the case. This is a hard to find and rare and expensive perfume. If the bottle were pristine and I could have opened the stopper, I think I would have gotten about twice as much for that perfume. Here's another CD I sold. Again, no thanks to you, Amazon. It was on Amazon for a very long time. No sales. Only $12. Don't know what I had it on Amazon for, but again, sold without Amazon. It was a relist from eBay, from Amazon to eBay. $12, and I only had it listed, I don't know, about a month. You'll notice I sell a lot of CDs and perfumes. It's mostly because they're easy for me to list. It's no other special reason. Postage is cheap, and they are easy for me to list. Another perfume. This one is a Guerlain Chamade Eau de Toilette Spray, and it was a refill. I actually had a canister that this came in, but it was the wrong canister. It did not say Chamade on it. It had a Chamade, whatever. It had a different perfume name by Guerlain. So I just took it out and sold the refill by itself. And this bottle I had listed about a little more than a year. So patience. Patience is a virtue on eBay. That's why you need the eBay store. I've had an eBay store for like ever. Over 10 years. And that's why some of my sales that you'll see can be anywhere from right away to like 10, 12 years old. Well, items that I had listed that long. Another perfume, Magrif, Chamade. No, what did I say? Chamade Carvin. $48.99. Don't know where I got this. And this was listed a little over a year. What I do a lot of times is I keep my prices fair to everyone else's. I don't undercut. I could probably have listed it for less or run it to auction for cheaper, and it might have sold right away. but I'm not really about undercutting everyone else. I want to make the same as everybody else. You know, I don't want to always sell for cheap, especially if I have to do all that extra work. You know. All right, jewelry. This is just a little collection of hair clips. And we actually had 3 bids on this, so this was an auction, 2701, started at $19.99, and it was an auction, listed and sold. We don't list a lot of auctions, and these hair clips we had in Marie's jewelry case forever. So she just decided, I'll just make a lot of them, whatever I get, I get. Here's another item that Marie had in her showcase for quite a long time. This sold right away when we put it on eBay, $40 at auction. Put it to auction and sold, $40. In Marie's case, it's very small, tiny. Nobody noticed it. When they did notice it, I don't think they were willing to pay. I think she wanted like $20. She had sold it cash. Another perfume, Choc de Cardin Vapor Spray. I don't run a lot of perfume auctions. I do it when I'm not sure how much something is worth. This wasn't an auction. This one I had listed not very long, sold right away, which happens occasionally if I make the price right, or if mine is one of the only ones there. $34.99, not bad. I guess you're seeing a trend here. Here's another perfume I sold. This one sold for $60, $59.99. Galore. Who makes Galore? It's Germain Montiel. Ugh. It'd be like very easy to pronounce names and words, but no. How long did I have this listed for? Not very long. You know, about a month or less. What you have to do with perfumes is, if you want to sell perfumes, buy perfumes, you have to look for discontinued and older ones. They're the ones that will be most desirable, not necessarily have the most value. But if they can't get it, and you have it, you're their source, and that's it. Here's a vintage Gorham Sterling snowflake ornament from 1971. I had a bunch of Gorham Sterling ornaments, and we did very well on them. And I think this was one of the only ones that didn't sell. I had these in the summer, and the start time on this was July 27, 2017. This one we ran to auction a couple of times, didn't sell, put it in the store, $42.99. Gorham Sterling ornaments, prices bounce all over the place. Always pay at least scrap for them. Can't go wrong doing that. They are sterling. You know, I don't know what they weigh. Say they weigh about an ounce or so. You should always be willing to pay 15 to 20. There's always money to be made on those. Here's something unusual. And this is the kind of item that will have interest to probably steampunk artists and crafters. They're springs. They're just old springs. Trick with these, and these weren't even that long. They were probably about or large, I was going to say. But they are heavy duty, industrial, and they have a pretty cool look. I sold these for $24.99. These shipped under, they were able to ship first class. I put them in a padded envelope with a little bubble. So they didn't cost me that much to ship. And the trick on these, if you see springs, the bigger the better, the more they're worth. All right, they will be expensive to ship as they get heavier. Sometimes, if you can get them in a flat rate padded envelope Oh, I forgot. I had these for a while, but they were so easy to list. You know, that's not. I don't always mess with stuff like this. I had them about 4 months, so that's a pretty quick return. Someone actually wanted to buy some others or break up a lot I had, and I'm like, no, just buy them, you know. I tell people, look, buy my listing, and if you don't want all of it or some of it, just relist it on eBay. You know, why do I got to break up and do the work? You do the work. Here's a nice coral, branch coral. It's a necklace, and it had earrings with it, $62.99. We had this at the flea market a long time. The branches are very fragile on this stuff. And, you know, we just figured if we keep toting it around, we'll just snap off all the branches, put it on eBay after not being able to sell it for quite a long time. And took about 4 months to sell. Maybe 5 months. 4 or 5 months to sell. Not bad. $62.99. A lot of the jewelry that winds up on eBay for us is at the flea market first. And it's for less, you know. We don't charge as much as we think we could get on eBay for anything. We just want to sell it easier. But if there's no interest or nobody's willing to pay, then we say, okay, we got to do it the hard way, and we'll put it on eBay. Another perfume. This is, I don't know if it's pronounced hoop or jupe. And then it's home, which means for men. I don't know if that's pronounced jome or home. No, it's home. $21.99. This stuff isn't really very valuable, and I don't make much on that particular cologne. But $21.99. Hey, if you picked it up at a yard sale for $1 or $2 or whatever, that's a very healthy profit. Signed Swarovski Pink Crystal Heart Perfume Bottle. I know for a fact we had this in our showcase, I don't know, near a year. No interest. Nobody asked. Nobody cared. Those that did, if anybody, didn't like the price. And the price was not $40 in our showcase, in Marie's jewelry case. And that's the price we did sell it for on eBay. Yeah, I had it listed about 4 months. Not too bad. Anything Swarovski, especially if it's signed, and if you have Swarovski and it's hallmarked with the swan, I think there's also something Sal. That's another mark they have, SAL. Make sure you put that in your title, because otherwise, just do a search for Swarovski, and I don't know, maybe I'm going to just say 50,000 things will come up, right? But do a search for Swan signed Swarovski, and I think it's less than 1,000. Okay, check this CD out. Again, this is a relist from Amazon onto eBay. $25.99. I never get $25.99 for CDs anywhere except on eBay and or Amazon when I was on Amazon. But I'm not on Amazon anymore. Amazon made my life difficult, so I left them. Let's see. How long did I have this listed for? Yeah, see, January. That's when I started shuffling all my stuff that was on Amazon to eBay. And I still have a bunch of stuff to relist, you know? And I have to relist. I have to redo all this work. Thanks to Amazon just screwing with my listings. They just ended a bunch of my listings. They gated me. They want me to buy from Sony Music, and I do not. And I will not. That's not my business plan. My business plan is to buy at yard sales and flea markets. Here's a lot of BS games that I was able to sell that I could not sell at the flea market. If I were able to sell these at the flea market, I'd sell them for like 3 for $10. So I got like $20 here. But they wouldn't buy Meteos. I can't sell that. Squinkies? You know, what the hell is that? Are you smarter than a 5th grader? Nah. Pet Resort. The Cooking Mamas sell. They have some value. Anyway, $24.99. So I made about the same as if I were able to sell them at a flea market, but I was not able to sell them at a flea market. And these I had listed for, about 2 years. But if I would have had them at the flea market, they would have just went in a thing, and the sun melts them, and they're lost, and they get dirty, and just, all right, I just made a lot, let them sit, and was able to sell them. I've been doing that with video games, not necessarily on this eBay Seller ID. I'd been doing it on another one, just to keep it only games, but I'm not doing a lot of games, just mostly BS slots, just junk. When I have some free time, I list stuff that isn't that valuable, junky stuff. Here's a Backstage Karaoke CD, $12, $11.99. I got this years back. I never got around to listing it. In fact, Amazon would not let me list these. That's some of the items that they had gated. Oh, you know what? Forget it. This was a relist from Amazon. It was on Amazon forever. And I put it on eBay and I sold it right away. Don't know if I lowered the price or kept the price the same. But it went from Amazon to eBay. So... And I'm not saying eBay's better than Amazon. Personally, I think Amazon is better than eBay in some respects. But, you know, if you won't let me sell, if you don't let me be part of your club, then, you know, I have no choice. Another perfume, Captain Molinex, Paris. Eau de toilet spray. This is a large size bottle, 4.2 fluid ounces. You don't normally see bottles that size. $99.99. I was probably the only one that had this on eBay. And I had it listed, I don't know, about a year, a little bit more. just waiting for the person who needs it to buy it. And I really don't think, I think I might have had one of the only ones on eBay. Here's a piece of jewelry. This is a pretty nice little sterling silver ball bead chain. Flea markets, I'm lucky to get scrap on this, right? They don't ask. They don't. And when we give them the price, even sometimes the scrap price, we're like, yeah, we could just melt this and get $40. They're like, oh, will you take 20? I'm like, no, get out of here, right? $125.99. How long did I have this listed? I know I had it at the flea market. Had it listed a little more than a year. Had it at the flea market, probably a year. We actually just decided to do more eBay last year and this year. Flea markets are weird lately. Not quite what they used to be. Here's just something that we looked it up so we could get $50 for it. It's signed Mukul Goyle, Chrome Men with Shadows Bookends. I don't know what shadows means. Oh, shadows. That's what the stands look like. Pushing the boundaries. It was actually named. If I took these to the flea market, I don't know, $10. We bought them at a yard sale for $5 for the pair. And surprisingly, they turned out to be easy to sell on eBay. And we had these listed for about a year. November 2017. Not even that long. 5 months, maybe. 4 months. How's my math? It's like 4 months. Less than 4 months. This is the second set. And I like I said, I listed all these springs at once. I bought them together. I thought they were pretty damn cool. I know what steampunk is. I know people that make steampunk art use things like this. $24.99. These were heavier. I had to pay more to ship them, so I didn't make quite as much on them, but I didn't pay much for them. So after shipping and whatever I guess eBay fees would be less than $3, and the rest was profit. I imagine I made at the very least $10 off them. I don't think I had anything into them, but it's an unusual item. And as I said, with these springs, these rustic-looking industrial springs, thick, the bigger the better. Huge ones can go $75, $100. I told my friend about them, and he was like, oh my God, I can get these. I can find them all the time. Thank you so much. You know, I didn't know people wanted them and were willing to buy them and or pay for them. Cufflinks. Remember these? I got a lot of these left, and they sell every month. And the story behind these is I tried to sell them at a flea market, tried to sell them to a dealer. Flea markets tried to get about $2 a piece for them. I had so many, it would have been close to $1,000. He was like, no, that's too much money. So I listed them myself. And every month I sell at least a few at $17 a pair. I might have even sold more than one this month. Last month I sold about 4 pair. Here's something fun. Again, was at the flea market. It's not silver. It's not sterling. Just an Australia souvenir charm bracelet. Got lizards, shields, aborigines, boomerang, kangaroos, plus. Had it listed years. I listed this one in October 2013. But got $60 for it. So it just took its sweet time. We were able to sell it. Jewelry's easy to sell, easy to photograph, easy to list, easy to ship, and cheap. Another piece of jewelry. On a flimsy kind of piece of fabric, but the beads are nice. $32.99. Flea market, I don't believe we could get $10 for it. Let me see how long I had this listed. Not too long. Actually, right away. I wonder if this was an auction. Nope. I think my wife figured out how much they were worth, and she just straight out listed them, made them reasonable, $32. Like I said, we had them at the flea market. Nobody bought. Like I said, you'll see I mostly sell jewelry, but here's a piece of glass. And there's a story behind this piece of glass. Now, I had this listed for $100, and it's a glass fish, vintage Murano art glass paperweight fish sculpture. I had it listed for $100, and I did take an offer of $60, and actually the offer was like $55. I said, look, or something like that. I said, just $60's fine, right? And it sold right away. But the reason I had it on eBay at all was because I had it at the flea market for like $20-something, $25, I don't know. And this one guy kept bothering me for it. He wanted to give me $10 for it. And I was like, no, I'm going to admit, I think I paid 10, possibly 15 for it. I'm like, I'm not selling it for... This was someone I knew. And I said, I'm giving you the special price, you know? And he wanted me to lose money. I'm like, no, forget it. And then one day he came around, he says, oh, you sold the fish? I said, nah, I put it on eBay for $100. Boom, just like that. Shut him down. And I don't know. Now he doesn't really bother me as much like that anymore. But it did take a while to sell, and I had it for a long time, years for sure. I still got $100. I'm sorry, got $60. Here's a Joy Eau de Toilette Spray, another perfume by Jean Petito. $48.99 free shipping. Had it listed about more than a year. October 2016. A year plus. A year and some months. Here's a CD. $12. This is, and the reason a lot of times I will list CDs like, I will just take them to the flea market. Who cares? If this were the Rolling Stones and it was going to sell for $10, I just take it to the flea market, sell for $4. But I don't sell certain artists very well where I am. I do best with rock and the classics. Gil Scott-Heron would be a tough sell for me. So I put on eBay, $12. Boom, done, sold. And let's see. I don't think it couldn't have taken that long. So we just started relisting. Yeah, I had it for less than a month, and I got a feeling it was an Amazon relist. Another perfume. You'll see mostly perfume, CDs, jewelry. Perfume, CDs, jewelry. That's what I mostly sell. Even though I do deal with a lot of other stuff, I don't list a lot of stuff on eBay because mostly the cost of shipping, and I'd rather just sell it. I don't want to pack and ship and wait. I'd rather sell cheap. Get the money, use the money, pay a bill, and buy more stuff to sell. $36.99. Had it for less than a year. Sold right away. Nothing special to say about that. Just another perfume. Don't know what I paid for it. I don't like to pay more than $10 for most perfumes unless I know what they are. Story behind these. Two little religious charms. I'm showing you one now, and I don't know when it'll show up, but there'll be another one. This one was, I had two. One had surface scratches, and one was in very good condition. This one was one of the ones that was in better condition. Got an offer of $85 on it. I had it initially listed for $150. I said no. All right. The same buyer came back at me about a month or so later, and he wanted the two, and he offered $180 for the two. I said, okay. The two I had total $270. I was like, that's a reasonable offer. Plus, the even further backstory on these is that initially a woman bought them and said they had tiny little scratches on them, and she didn't want them. She wanted her money back. She said she wouldn't bid that much. So I was able to get the same amount that she bid plus a little bit more, which made me happy because I didn't lose anything on a return. And that person who was like, oh, I don't want it, made me feel like they were unsellable. Well, guess what? I sold them. And that was an antique Virgin del Carmen enamel religious metal pendant. And the other one was, and that one was the one that had the scuffs and some light scratches. These things are tiny. They're smaller than a dime. But I got $120 for one, $60 for the other. They probably had gold frames, but they were unmarked. Antique Angel de la Guardia enamel religious metal pendant. And unusual items to look out for. You know, you don't see them every day. We had never actually seen any that nice before. Here's a vintage handmade Mexico necklace with a Taxco Bell hallmark. I don't know. I think pretty much anytime I get anything with a vintage Taxco hallmark, it's just going straight on eBay. $52.99 at the flea market. I would have gotten less than $20. How long did I have it listed? April 2017. Less than a year. You know, I guess 10 months, something like that. Another CD, but check this out, $60. This is one that I found, and when Marie was listing the other CDs from Amazon, I said, hey, put this one on. It's a $60 one, and it sold right away. Right away. Might have been a couple of weeks. $60 for a CD. Flea market, $1 to $4. And I think I bought it with a bunch of random CDs, so it was just a good find. Back to perfumes. CDs, perfumes, jewelry. CDs, perfumes, jewelry. $52.99. Wild Fern Cologne by G.O.F. Trumper. I believe this, nope, didn't take me very long to sell. Less than 2 months. December 2017. Pay attention to those perfumes. And if they're cheap, buy them. You know, how wrong can you go? Oh, these necklaces. Oh, boy. So, my wife lists these 2 necklaces, and we were able to, at auction, we only got $24.99. They're like faceted glass beads. Very nice, very beautiful. But the strands on them were very weak. And she said, as is, because she said there's a chance they'll just snap and break. As I'm packing them, the purple one snaps and breaks. So I contact the buyer. I say, hey, look, this is what happened. If you don't want it, I understand. I'll refund. She said, nah, it's fine. Send me the beads. And I said, I think I got all the beads. There was a chance that I had lost a few tiny ones, because there were some tiny ones, but she seemed happy. She hasn't complained. I guess she just wanted to do a restrand anyway. Another piece of jewelry. This had 3 bids at auction, $16.50. This is a JJ Jeanette. We listed it because it was just kind of cool. It's like a goddess pin brooch. If it didn't sell, we would have put it in the eBay store for like $20 or $18.99 and then waited for it to sell. I think I'm getting near the end of it. Don't have a lot more items. His next listing is more jewelry. I think it was an auction. No, it was good till cancel. Oh, this was funny. She listed this, and then like a minute later it sold. She's like, I guess I screwed up on this. It was just a lot of Givenchy, and Christian Dior earrings. She probably could have listed them individually and squeezed more out of it. But I'm like, who cares? You know, that stuff isn't hard to find. Even though like one of the earrings might be marked $40, the one on the card. It's eBay. You're not going to get $40, you know. So she did kind of kick herself in the butt a little bit on that. She said, I could have got another $5 or so. I said, whatever, who cares? You make money on the next one. Vintage Signer Rhinestone Faux Pearl earring lot. Another one sold pretty quickly. The Signer earrings, which I believe are the silver, the faux pearl and rhinestone, clear rhinestone ones. She just threw the black ones in to sweeten the lot a bit. She might have gotten a few more dollars out of it, but she was happy with the sale. You know, $16.99 for clip-on earrings that at the flea market she sells for $3. Another pair of cufflinks. I already told the story on those. Every month I sell a few of those. Those little sales add up. When I'm done, I'm going to make a lot of money on them cufflinks. And they've been listed for a long time now, for like 3 years. But every month I sell some of them. Back to perfumes. Is this the last sale? This might be the last sale I had of the month. $52.99 Max Factor of California and Max Factor and Company. California for Men. $52.99. I made this one reasonable. The price range on this was like from maybe $40, or depending on how much was in the bottle, to probably $100. I decided $52.99 with free shipping was the right price. Sold it right away. Let me just double check. That might be everything that I sold this month. Yeah, that's it. Nothing else. Not a horrible month. $1,700. Isn't too shabby. But think about it. Like if I don't make $2,000 a month on eBay, you know, the whole year at $24,000, and that's if you want to live like a poor person. That's not a lot of money, because you also have to say, yeah, $24,000 minus eBay fees, right? eBay fees would probably be at least, I'll say 15%, and that's near $4,000. So now I'm down to 20, which would be fine if I lived in like Florida, where I live. You got to have a lot of money. That's why I do other things besides eBay, not just eBay. And then, of course, I paid for the stuff, you know, so I'll just say 25%. So I worked on eBay a whole year, I would make that much. But I don't know. We're going to concentrate on eBay more, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, hope you learned a few things. Just mostly that people buy used perfume, bottles that don't even have much left in them. And I don't think I sold any insanely oddball pieces of jewelry this month. Let's see. And a little bit of glass. So anyway, like I said, hope you learned some stuff. Always like to be helpful and informative. And so far this month, it started off slow. I am in the 5th of the month, and eBay's only sold less than $100. So I don't know. Let's see what happens, you know. And my measly $2,000 a month goal for all the work I do shouldn't be unreachable. But let's see. I'll let you know next month if you watch the video.